Good evening. My name is Ekenemo Samukeme and I want to welcome you to StarB-Sports TV. And with me on the show today is...
I am Dr. Herman de Gezelle, gynecologist and president of Revive.
And next to him is...
Dr. Thibaut Gauthier-Eggermond, anesthesiologist and a member of Revive.
And of course, our own star boy in the house.
Hello, my name is Emil Kechuku Donatus.
So of course, we're going to start with you. I believe our viewers will want to know what Revive is all about and also the partnership between Revive and the StarB-Sports TV. So Dr. Herman, please, can you throw more light on what Revive is?
Revive, we are making surgical procedures in 8 countries of Africa, and we make also consultation missions. And we did it already 2 times in Nigeria, one in Enugu-Ukwu, I think it's Anambra.
Yes, in
Anambra, and in Ozoro.
Okay.
So we have a good, good
understanding.
What is the name?
Partnership?
Yeah, we had a good partnership. Yeah.
Okay.
This is what Revive is doing.
Okay.
Surgical procedures and consultations.
Yeah. Alright, that's good. Alright. At this point, I know also that our viewers want to know the link between the Revive and our partnership with Starboy TV. So at this point, I'm going to call our Starboy in the house to kindly help us link the Revive and the StarB-Sports TV.
Thank you, viewers. Remember, is sports for health. So we have worked so hard with Revive in the past, and in our last mission to Nigeria, we partnered with Jonathan Akpobori, and that's a Nigerian ex-international. We invited him over here to Belgium, and we had a talk with him because he wanted to do a reach out, and we had this meeting 2 or 3 times with Revive, and we told them what we want, and Revive, being the good people they are, they've been in Africa, like Dr. Hedman said, they've been to 8 different countries in Africa, and these guys are doing marvelously well, helping our people health-wise. So after the discussion we had with them, and they agreed to come to Ozoro with the sponsorship of Jonathan Akpobori. So we partnered with them, and we went to Ozoro and we did the good job we did there in the community.
Wow, this is awesome. I like where this is going. Viewers, sit tight. You're going to hear enough from the horse's mouth. At this point, Dr. Herman, you happen to be the president of Revive, so I want to know your exact responsibility in the Revive team.
What I do is to prepare all the missions. I go to the countries to see the hospitals, to talk with the Ministry of Health, and so with 3 people when we are back, then we organize the missions in every country. That's my responsibility.
Okay, of course. Dr. TJ, would like to know your responsibility in the Revive team.
My responsibilities are anesthesia and medical equipment, and I've done 3 missions so far. I'm far from the experience that Dr. Herman de Gezelle has, but I'm building it up as I'm going along.
Alright. That's good, so interesting. Thank you very much for that awesome answer. Well, viewers, from what you can see so far, the Revive, they happen to be the team that are responsible of providing these doctors that will take back to Africa to help the less privileged. So you can see the connection we have with the Revive. So at this point, we want to know your experiences so far. Like you mentioned, Dr. Herman, you've been to Africa quite some time. So I want to know your experiences so far as regards your various trips to Africa.
The most important is the hospital, the equipment of the hospital, who is not every time very good, and the anesthetist, he knows it. And the second big problem we have is to cross the border with medicine, with equipment. This is the big big challenge for us.
Okay.
And also, yeah, you know, for sponsoring it costs a lot of money to come for 14 days with 10 people. It costs a lot for sleeping, eating, medication, equipment, it's transport at the place. So this is what we ask from the sponsor, is to sleep, for sleeping, for eating, drinking, and the transport locally. The rest we pay.
Okay.
The doctors, the nurses, the medication we use for the operation, this is what we pay, and for the patient it's free.
Okay. Wow.
Totally free.
Wow, that is awesome. Dr. TJ, can you throw more light on what you have said so far?
Yeah, so I went along on 3 missions, as I've said before, and on those 3 missions we helped a lot of people along. It varies enormously on the fact if the provisions at the site where we're going are good, very good, and if there's a good partnership, both locally with the local doctors, but also with the government, because if the government supports us very well, then we have a very good partnership there, and we see that with high patient numbers that we can treat.
Okay. All right, that's nice. Well, you have something you want to
Yeah,
say?
I can say from yesterday, 2 days ago, we know that we did in 2022 in that 6 countries, because in Ethiopia we cannot enter for the moment, and Madagascar neither. So that we did 405 operations.
Okay.
Wow.
And nearly 5,000 consultations.
Okay. This is getting interesting.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. That's huge. Well, this question is going to come to you, Mr. Eme. They've mentioned something about their difficulties as regards transporting the drugs and the rest of it. So I'm going to ask you, as one of the elite members that takes them to each of these trips, like, what has it been like crossing the borders with this medication, and what do you think we can do to put to check that's discomfort they always experience each time they are transporting the drugs through the customs?
Well, that's a big deal when we talk about these challenges. And that is why I, myself, as a middleman, I always come in between it. When we are going to give, for example, Nigeria, what we experience in the custom, it's a whole lot of difficult times crossing their equipment, their medication, and every other thing they are coming in with. So, but we had support from our ambassador, their current ambassador now, Obinna Onowu, for doing a very, very good job by giving us all the support and some documentation that he did that also helped us back home. So all these are things that we need to actually go through the customs, because I also think how we can cut that stress in getting all those things over is probably building our own equipment down there, buying our own equipment, keeping them back home, you know. So each time we want to go for a mission, probably what we'll be looking at is only bringing in medication, which is not so much stress. But all those equipment that they carry, that they need in the operation room, those are the things that it's a big deal to cross them over, you know. And it's not just taking them in, even going out, taking them out also is also a big stress, you know. So that's all these things we are pleading that we get sponsors. We help us get also the equipment that we can also leave back home, so it will help our partners to come in to help and perform this operation in a very easy and conducive environment.
Without the interference of the customs,
yes, with the customs and all this stress.
Okay, that's
yes.
fine. Doctor, you want to
Yeah.
say something?
We can do this, and this is very helpful and very good, but we can do it not for 100%, because sometimes the medication we need surely for the anesthetist, they don't have it in Nigeria.
Okay.
So we have to bring it across the border. and this is a big problem.
Okay.
They ask money, I can say you, to pass.
Yeah.
It's not
So
feasible.
paying of
feasible.
duties
Yeah.
and all these things.
Yeah, even with the papers from the ambassador, it's not enough.
Challenging.
Yeah, it's not
Well,
enough.
you still need to push it over
Yeah.
to cross the line. So it's
This is
basically.
interesting.
Yeah.
Awesome. Dear viewers, you've heard from the horse's mouth. Like you know, in our last episode, we were able to tell you what StarB-Sports TV stands for. We have a mission, and our mission is to be able to bring, especially the sports personnel, to sponsor people like the Revive down to Africa, considering the level of problems we have, people, the less privileged and all that. So we're trying to make it easy for them health-wise. And with us today, we have the two doctors who are responsible for these things. And they've been there several times. So they encountered a lot of challenges, which one of them happens to be how to import their drugs and all the equipment they need into Africa, and which they've been atomizing so far. And we're trying to look at the best possible way we'll be able to, fix this thing for it not to reoccur. So at this point, we are going to be going on a commercial break, and as soon as we come back, we're going to deal with that and then still have a little time to answer a few of the questions that I know you might have. Thank you so much, and then we'll be right back. Welcome back, viewers. In our show today, we still have with us Dr. Herman, Dr. TG, and of course, Owen with us. The last few minutes before the commercial break, we were able to itemize one of the major challenges we've been having as regards the exportation of this equipment to Africa. So at this point, I want to ask Dr. Herman, this is coming to you. What do you think can be done to make it easier for the exportation of these materials?
I think we have to come as less possible with medicine, with medication and instruments through the border.
Okay.
This is the big point we have to do. So we can do it by buying the medication in Nigeria and to use them in our places where we have the mission.
Yeah.
So for the instruments and the machines, and we need a place like we have in all other countries. We have a place where we can store them, so that we have not to come every time we come for a mission in Nigeria across the border.
Okay.
This is very important. So we need a place where we can buy the medication and where we can store our instruments and machines.
All right.
That's very important.
Okay.
But we are doing like this with the own.
Dr. TJ, I'm thinking, is there anything you want the government to do to help? Exactly what Dr. Herman has said so far.
Yeah, the sponsor should only be responsible to facilitate it when a mission is being put in place, but the government is responsible to provide its people with the necessary medical equipment to provide this care. This also guarantees that when we are gone, when the mission is done, that another team, the local team, can go on and provide excellent medical care with tips and tricks that we teach them, but then again, they already know it. They just need the medical equipment. So this medical equipment is the basics that the government should provide for its people, to the people.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you very much. Owen, I believe you have something to say as regards this.
Yes, my candid input will be for us to plead with our government and also our sponsors, because without these two people working together, it's very, very, very difficult. The mission turns out to be. So we are pleading with the government, just as Dr. TJ has said, that most equipment, most heavy equipment that we have, that the government helped to provide it for us. And while the sponsorer will take care of the logistics, you know, of giving us where to stay and transport and other local logistics where we are carrying out such mission, you know. So it doesn't take much, but it's just understanding each other and for the government also to care for the people. That's all we're asking.
Alright. So in a nutshell, we're expecting our government to be a great part in these missions because they make it easy for us in as much as we have our sponsors as well. Dear viewers, if you want to be a sponsor, it's easy. You've heard from the horse's mouth. So there are various ways you can come in as a sponsor. Please, if you have an idea, whatever you think you can do, or any way you feel you want to sponsor, do not hesitate to do so. Because one life matters a lot. And we're trying as much as we can to go as far as we can into those African countries where we have a lot of less privilege, to make sure life is a little bit easy for them. Remember, it's all about humanitarian. At this point, I would like to ask you, Dr. Herman, especially, do we have any plans for another trip to Africa, for another mission?
We have a lot of thinking about. Normally we go in June, we will do a scouting, and then in October we have a mission, and surely a second in 2024 in April, May.
Okay.
So we will go 3 times to Nigeria,
Yeah.
2 missions and 1 scouting.
Wow. So between now and 2024,
It's 3, yeah, 3
there's going to be
times.
3 missions.
Yeah, 2 missions. Yeah.
2 missions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Dr. TG, you have something to say on that?
Well, no, I'm happy that the Nigerian story continues, and I hope that it will be a successful one,
Okay.
and that we can help as many people as possible with our organization.
All right. That's perfect. Oh, wait. You have an input on this?
Well, we're always there to help. That's the passion, and that is the reason why we want to bring sports and health together, and we build our society and bring the sports personalities to help in giving out, reach out to the less privileged, and also, you know, humanity is a lot. When you actually see what these doctors they do, I doff my hat for them every day. So we are 100% committed with what we are doing, and we want to thank Revive for actually believing in us and for actually going back to Africa to help us help people back home.
Awesome. Dear viewers, you've heard it. So you have another opportunity if you want to be a part of this great movement. Your sponsorship is all we need. And as you can see, everything has been on the table. So if you have any questions, please kindly watch below. We have our social media handles there where you can get every information as regards StarB-Sports TV. Before we go, I would like to hear from Dr. Herman. Do you have any word to encourage those that want to be a potential sponsorship?
Everything you give to us, you will help people there in Nigeria to have a new life. Every penny is coming there.
Wow, awesome. Awesome. Thank you very much. Dr. TJ, please, can you help us?
For Nigerian people, I hope that a sponsor will arise and will help the people there along. I hope the government helps it along for the practical side of things, and I hope that partnerships will arise in the future, so many years to come we can provide medical missions into Nigeria.
Oh, awesome. Thank you very much. And Owen, I believe you're responsible for mapping out the various places and states you people visit. What do you have to say to those that want to become sponsors?
Well, we've heard from the horse's mouth. The idea of actually presenting Revive to our viewers is to give our viewers this that's
Clarity.
feeling, yes, that feeling that what we are doing, you see that we are not, it's not a joke, it's real what we're doing. We've done this, and I can tell you the amount of life that we revived already. So please be part of this. Let's revive people, a lot of people back home. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody, for coming. Dear viewers, as you can see, we have the Revive team in partnership with the StarB-Sports TV. Feel free to sponsor, because that is the major thing. Remember, one life worth a lot. There is nothing you can do that will be more than saving a life. Whatever you have, if you have storage facilities you feel they can use, whatever way you feel you can sponsor or be a partner, don't hesitate to let us know. All right. At this point, I'm going to say thank you so much, Dr. Heyman, for coming. Dr. TG, you're always welcome. Thank you. And of course, you, Owen. Thank you so much for everything you're doing.
Thank you for having us.
Let's keep the good work up. Viewers, thank you for watching, and we'll see you again in our next segment. God bless you. Have a good evening.